Hello, roguelike fans. I wanted to make a video today. It's been a while since a video. And talk on something topical, which is AI. And I think I have somewhat of a unique perspective on this. What you're looking at here is the text for a new book, a lore book in the game, which was written with the help of GPT. And I've been using this tool extensively, actually all the way since GPT-2 even. I was keeping an eye on this. But now that it's exploded and it's really good, I've been using it almost daily. And it's been a weird vibe, weird experience. On the one hand, I had always dreamed of this game world with like hundreds and hundreds of books. And now, without like hiring and paying like an actual author, that's a lot more possible because I can write out my ideas, work back and forth with GPT. I can have it switch the tone. Like even writing these books, it's a process, and it's way faster. Yes, it does take some work still, and especially to make it all consistent and referencing all the elements I want. But in terms of like speed and output, it's insane what can be done, and it's exciting. But it's also frightening because once a bot can spit out content, anyone can do it, and the value is much less. Whereas a game with like hundreds of lore books, if there is no bot writing them for you or helping you write them, that's really interesting, and that's a hard to reproduce signal. But if anyone can do it, it's not as exciting, it's not as interesting. Why would people want to read those books as compared to others? The signal to noise ratio is kind of out of whack. And that's sort of that's the gist of the feeling I've been having. Same with programming. It's a weird vibe as a developer thinking, is it going to be possible in the near future to just spit out a whole game? And like, what does that mean? What am I doing? In terms of the code, I found it not that useful. Autopilot and GPT in that, they're good at writing like little short exercises, or sometimes I can send it like algorithms I'm working on and ask for help to optimize. But like if we look at, here's a tool here. I don't know if you can see lines of code. So the game right now has 172,000 lines of code. And there's just way too much for a bot to understand how things fit together. So for now, it's not replacing me in terms of like writing the code. And a lot of programming actually, in once you get to complicated systems, isn't the writing the code, it's figuring out the architecture. Like a lot of time I'm just sitting here or like with a whiteboard or paper thinking about how to make elements fit. We have like an entity component system that has to fit with like how the AI pathfinding works. It has to fit with the event system, which has to fit with all these elements. So in that sense, we're not right at the point where it can be easily reproduced, but like it's coming, right? And so it's kind of a weird vibe. It's like I'm doing my dream. I'm making the game I always wanted to, and we've been hard at work. A lot of new features on the way, but this is a strange point in history right now. It's worth talking about, and so I thought, it'd been a while since I made a video. Let's get some thoughts out there for posterity. Number one, okay, we're going to talk about weird factors, just from the perspective of a guy who is making a video game. Quit his job to make his game. Okay, here we go. Number one, the world may end soon. We've got AI is moving so fast. This is like the invention of the internet. It's actually hard to focus because it's like, should I be doing like alignment research? Like, what? And if you're in the tech space, you're following the rise of everything that's going on. You're probably aware of alignment problems, right? Where the AI basically hits the singularity and runs off into some sort of absurd extreme end of intelligence. But even if that doesn't happen, even if that doesn't happen, we still have a situation where potentially very soon, like half of people are out of work, which makes it hard to plan for the future. Hard to plan to the future. Are we going to utopia? Are we all going to lose our job? Is it going to be fucking insane? And then number two is, even if that doesn't happen, even if the world doesn't go insane, what is the value of programming? What is the value of a game? I worked on many games before this game, and it was too hard. I couldn't finish it. Just the reality of programming that big of a project, it was just, I thought I could do it and I couldn't. And it took me till I got about age 30. And I took it way more seriously, and I set goals, and I really learned how to plan a project and make it feasible. It took me a lot of work to get to a point where I could overcome and actually finish a project. But if that's not required anymore, if anyone can do it, I'm sure artists are feeling this right now. Like, if anybody can reproduce your work, what you have to seriously consider, like, what are you doing? What's the value? Is that the field you should be in? I mean, I do it because I love it, but part of the fun of it is that, like, your players are going to want to play your game. And I don't know. Yeah, what it's like I'm spending all day writing this code, and meanwhile we have this tool that could just getting better every day, that could spit out code. Like, it's crazy. So that's the other strange factor here. The other interesting thing here is, like, at the same time, it's exciting. Using AI is exciting and interesting. Like, I brainstorm with it. I send it some of the abilities for the game and ask for feedback. I ask it for ideas. I talk to GPT. I'm like, hey, can you suggest names for this ability? It's a really weird, interesting process, sending it content and working back and forth. There is a part of me that likes feeling like an artist, someone who created something, and then the minute I'm like, yeah, I used AI to help, it kind of saps that, which does suck. It's like, oh, you used a bot. It's like, no, I spent all day writing a book together. They're like, oh no, you used a bot. But at the same time, maybe that's the future. It's like everyone's gonna be working with their assistant. Like, that's what it means to create something. And it's like, it's a weird, interesting process. So I really don't have any answers. I'm just, like, bumbling around wondering what to make of all this. That's all I wanted to say today, really. And that I don't have any answers. Just to continue, at least for me, continue what I love doing. I'm just gonna keep working on it. But there's, like, this giant madness, like, approaching, and that's actually a piece of the game too, which is in the lore of Analia, a great cataclysm, like something's coming, and something is magic is filling the world, and that is the story. That is part of the lore of the story of the Doors of Trithyius, how to respond to this insanity that's coming to reality. And I think we're seeing a mirror in real life. So it's fun, it's thrilling, it's exciting, and it makes me confused. And there's really not much to do, but keep working, find what you love, keep doing it, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. Wow, just bizarre. All right, that's it for today. AI is making game dev totally strange.